It's your girl. She needs no intro. And it is another segment. Let Me Talk Tuesday. Let me talk. So, last Wednesday, I lost my stepfather. And surprisingly to me, it didn't hit me until like days later. Like, you know, Devontae hit me the day of. Like, there was a moment, a pause, like a calmness before I like lost it, according to family and friends. But like, Daddy, that's how he was addressed. It was like days later. Like, there was like a conversation. I don't know if like Devontae's, like my grief for Devontae was overshadowing the loss of Daddy. But it took days, and my pain stemmed from the pain I knew my siblings were in. And that it just hurt so much. And it just like, as you navigate through your grief, right? You're trying to find ways to cope, right? At least that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to find ways to cope. I'm trying to find ways to cope so I can just remain functional, right? And if you get hit with something else that's like grief-stricken you know what I mean? And you're like, how do I process this too? And this is kind of like how my segment, when I said like, as if grief is not enough, but like, what if like it's grief squared? Grief to the third power, fourth power, like grief infinity for some people. Like, there's some of you who are in constantly losing people. Like, how do you function? Do you understand that some losses are just so unnatural, like losing a child, right? Or children, like young children, or children losing their parent. Like, you heard about that Uber, this situation lives rent free in my head. The Uber driver, this is part of the reason why I stopped driving Uber, because I used to do Uber as a side hustle. But y'all heard about that woman. This is like a few years ago. Single mom who, I think she was a single mom. Don't quote me. I just know she was a mom. She had like, I want to say 4 or 5 children, and she was shot in the head by this is a dark one today. Sorry, folks. She was shot in the head by a passenger she picked up, and just like discarded. And I was like, oh heck no. You know what I mean? Like, that could never be me. But that person, like that situation, I think about that probably like a few times a month. I don't know why it pops in my head. It just lives rent free. And I think about this woman like if I knew her personally. You get what I'm saying? But it's like, I think about those kids. And there's several other situations like this. You know what I mean? I know friends who lost their child's mother. You know what I mean? And like a child's growing up without their parent. Even that to me is still unnatural. And yet a parent should go before their child. But at what point? You know what I mean? Like, shouldn't they wait till at least become adult? You see them grow and stuff. I always think about children, young children kids who lose their parents. And I'm like, that's an unnatural occurrence. Like, we are walking around here superhumans. Do you understand? I feel like losing my son and still remaining functional already put me in this like I am stronger than I think I am. Like, so much stronger than I think I am, because you couldn't have told me this 2 years ago, that I could have lost my child and not lost my mind and like been in a padded room somewhere or dead. Let me just keep it real. Like, that's where my thoughts went, because I could not see myself. Something happened to him. I couldn't see myself. And yet I'm functional. I'm doing this thing called life still, regardless. And now to lose my stepdad, and this was, if y'all don't know, I don't know my biological father, so if this take off, Delisa Johnson is my mother, okay? Was your lover. So figure it out. Find me. I'm not looking for you though, but you can look for me if you want. There's only one person viewing this right now, and I know you're not my daddy, so I'm not worried about it. But I digress. But Daddy, who passed away, he lived in the household. Like, my little sister's father, like Quenisha, you know, my sister, shout out to Nisha, Q Bigger. Love you, then. That's her biological father. And he was playing my daddy before she was even conceived, okay? Like, he was in the household. You get what I'm saying? Now, a lot of you know my pops, and I call him Pops. That's my older brother's biological father. But this man has been in my life, my whole life as well. He just didn't live in a household. So I've been blessed with 2 male figures in my life to play male father figure roles in my life. And Daddy, I know he is sleeping right now and spiritually roaming. His body, waiting for his new body. And I'm just saying, God, put a little couple more inches on him if you want. I'm just saying, like, he was still hot stuff at his height, but I'm just saying, if I could put a good word in for my dad. Lauren, if you see this, shut up, okay? But I'm just saying, but I'm sorry, guys. I'm so silly right now because I'm so tired. Like, I'm so tired. I don't know if you can see it in my face, but I'm so tired. And I get real silly when I'm tired. So, sorry, I'm all over the place today. But what I was saying is, we have, now that I've lost my dad with that new level of grief, it's like, how do we push through? Like, what are things that you tell yourself, your coping skills? What are things that you tell yourself? Because what I've been saying today alone, I've been counting down just the school days. Counting down the school days before school's out. I've been saying 13. For like, tomorrow will start like 13. But really, I really want to say it's 12 because we have Juneteenth off. But I've been counting down the days. And I've just been saying, like, just get over this hump. Let's just try to get over this. And I'm trying to just, like, make a goal for something. And just, like, focus on that and, like, try to get through it. And some days at work, like, yesterday wasn't a great day. I was very emotional yesterday. But today was a lighter day. I was able to get through the day. I don't think I cried today. You know what I mean? Like, it was a really decent day. And, you know, nothing supercalifragilisticexpialidocious happened. But it was a decent day. But I'm just like, I look at myself and I'm like, how am I still, like, what is in me? And what's been popping in my mind is like the spirit. You know what I mean? And my son and my stepdad, Daddy, were believers. Big believers. Jesus were their Lord and Savior. And I'm just like, I'm in a place with my relationship with Christ right now. My dad, my true father. And I know that, and I can still say that, but I'm just so upset because I miss my son so much. And I'm just like, what do you have planned for me? Because I don't want to be this special. I do not. That it cost me my son in this world. I don't ever want to be that special. Do you understand? But it's like you're given a superpower. And everyone who's experienced grief and continues to experience grief and just says, I'm going to still truck through this world. You guys are supernatural. Okay? Like, we have a superpower. And whether you realize it or not, like, the spirit is dwelling in you heavy to be an individual to still endure a loss so great, like losing your child, and still want to embrace others and encourage others and love upon others when you're hurting so bad, but you do it. And I think about the conversations me and Daddy recently had, because Devontae is a loss for everybody, man. Like, I got close friends who are still just dealing with this hard. Devontae was a loss for everybody. And Daddy just knew how much I love my son. How much I love my son. And he would just call and check, Shamir, I'm just checking on you, sweetie. Like, that's how he talk. He always like yelling. Like a yell. But he always tells me, just pray, take it to God. God's going to get you through this. And I didn't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it most times, because I'm just like, why couldn't he just heal my son then? You know what I mean? That's what I say. That's what I say. But I'm still able to sit here and talk to you guys and look forward to it, to be a light, to be a joy, to be something for someone else, despite how I'm feeling internally, because there's still something moving in me that I can't explain, I can't describe. I just feel it. Even as I talk to you, I feel it. I just feel it, and I'm fighting it. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm being honest, I am fighting it so much, because I was like, I want to be able to not be okay and not be functional, but we don't live in a world that allows that. I have bills. Like, my son passed, but nothing stopped. I still had to pay bills. I still had to maintain a household that not only included one, that was only me, but I still had to do it. I couldn't just wallow in my grief and just grieve and be ugly and sloppy and not care about things. I let dishes sit in our sink now for like a couple of days, and it'd only be like 4 items, but I never would do that. And even I'm like, like, yes, I'm able to, I can look at that and know that is a sign of grief. I can see that, because I'm doing everything else, and I'm not really able to grieve the way I want to grieve. And now with this new loss, it's like I just pack it up in another bag and throw it on my back. And instead of Nike, it just says grief. And it's not like it even just started with Devontae. When I lost my godmother, that threw me in a loop, because I'm just like, that was unexpected. It's like all these losses are just so unexpected. Like, no warning. No warning. Like, no heads up, no warning. And it's, the bag's getting heavy. Do you understand? The bag's getting heavy. My cousin Desmond's loss still weighs on me heavy. And things that I thought I dealt with, I got over, has jumped back out and come back to light with these losses. Like, Devontae unlocked so much stuff with his loss, and I didn't even realize how much stuff daddy's loss just unlocked, because I was in a household at a point of my life. It wasn't my whole life, but a point in my life that it was that father, mother, and children. We had beautiful Christmases. We had beautiful holidays. We did family vacations, things that I desired to do with my son, have a partner to do with my son, and never really got the opportunity to do. And I had that for a moment in my life, and it's not like, I'm not gonna lie, I think I forgot it. And a lot of emotions and things have surfaced since he's passed, and I'm just like, wow, like, I love cooking because of this man, because I would see how he cooked. He was a chef, and I would see how he loved cooking. Like, he loved cooking, and what he loved was people's reaction to his cooking. Like, he loved feeding people. He loved feeding people. I love feeding people because it's been like so many things of my, like, I'm like, oh my goodness, is that daddy? Is that from him? Like, things are just, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, like, grief is so complex. Like, my goodness. It is so complex. And I'm like, I say to myself, I can't lose another person. That's what I say to myself. I can't lose another person. But if I'm being honest, I can. Because look at what I've already lost, and I'm functional. And that's scary, because I just feel, I've been in survivor mode Devontae's whole life as a single mother. How do you turn that off? I don't know how to turn that off. When I tell you, my brain sometimes just stops. I dissociate. And then I come to, and I'm always staring at the ground. That's how I'm tracking it now. If you've ever seen the movie Inception, you know, they had a token or something that will help them, remind them if they're like in the dream world or whatever versus like reality. And I'm being conscious. Like, if I'm looking at the ground, like if I come to and I'm at the ground, you were gone for a moment. And then I'll be like, what was I about to do? What was I this? Like, my mind just like shuts off for a second. And I don't even know where I go for real. You know what I mean? Like, I really don't. But I feel like part of me is like rebooting for the next phase of faking it till you make it. You get what I'm saying? And I just feel like, as a single mom, as the oldest in the household, so long as like Lauren was in the household, so long, she's really my older sister, but me really being the oldest in the household, female oldest, and having the responsibilities I had, like, I've just always just been on go. Like, I had to figure things out myself. I had to take on responsibility, even though we were all like a year and some change apart from each other, of my younger siblings. You know, just, we all had the same story growing up. You know what I mean? Not we all, but like the majority of us, if you are our oldest sibling. So I was mommy. That was a nickname of mine growing up. I was mommy before I was even a mom. Okay? So it just, me being a mom became natural, because I already felt like I had those tendencies growing up. And despite how I just want to just be still and not do anything, like, I want to just lay in my bed. I want to just lay in my friggin' bed and just sleep. When I'm asleep, I am so at peace, and it's the oddest thing. Devontae has not come to me in a dream, and I ache over that, because I feel like I'm supposed to get that, or I want that. Cause I hear stories of people receiving that. So I'm like, I want that. But maybe that's not meant for my story. I don't know. Because we had such a vivid and vibrant life. I don't need to just dream about what he would say or what our lives would have been or any of that, because we've already lived it. But I still want it. I just want to hear him say, "I'm okay, Mom," or something. You know, I just want to hear it. I just want to hear it. I just want to hear it. And I feel like when I'm asleep, even though I don't dream about him, the peace that I have, I'm not the reality that he's not here. I sleep. It's when I am awake that I struggle the most. So that's why I weekends, I love just being here and sleeping and just being in bed. That's how I want to grieve. I just want to sleep it away. I just want to sleep it away until I get tired of sleep, until I get bed sores. That's how I want to grieve. But I feel like I'm in such a survivor mode that I don't even know how to stop like that. I could check myself into a psychiatric hospital. I have a history. They would take me if I could do that and get that. But I just feel like I have to be strong. Like I'm preconditioned to be this, and I don't even want to be strong. I want to stay home and be with my siblings and be supportive for them, for our dad right now. I want to do that and can't even do that. So you just keep putting all your different levels of grief in this little book bag. You just keep putting it on your back, and it keeps weighing you down, weighing you down. But what does it look like when the bag becomes too heavy and you can't get any lower? That's what I'm afraid of. Like, what loss would be too much? Thought my son would be it. I was convinced. And now look at me. I'm able to still talk to you guys. What is that? Supernatural. It has to be. Like, what the flip? Right? Like, tell me if I'm right or wrong. Tell me if I'm right or wrong. So, in less than, less than 7 months, less than 7 months, I be going to another funeral. And I'm like, we didn't even just get over this hump. Like, how we going over something else? But there's some of you who do this, and I commend you. Like, the other losses have been spread out. It wasn't in the same year. Some years apart, several years apart for Desmond. But it hits like they're all bunched together when it's just coming at you fast like this. Now, I'm just thinking about everyone right now. I don't know. I'm going to say this. Those grieving, and it hits them every day, still the same. You are superhumans. Look yourself in the mirror and give yourself grace. Let it cry out. And then hold yourself. Yes, hold yourself. Because in the end, sometimes we're going to just have ourselves. Hold yourself. And be okay if it's uncomfortable. Because that's what grief is. But lean into it. Grief is something that needs to be studied more. And I I hope that this platform one day gives it the attention it needs to support people in their journey. Because we're grappling with it every day. Even when we smile and say that we're okay. So, I leave you guys with that. I don't know if that was a lot, and I hope it was all cohesive. Because I am tired, as I mentioned early on. But it's your girl. She needs no intro. And I'm out.